Tohoku Safari Park is one of the most interesting places on the earth. Not only is it a place where you can see domestic wildlife, but also wildlife from other countries, such as lions, bears, and even the infamous Japanese kitsune. But all throughout the year, Ebisu hosts a different kind of beast: drift cars. This wasn't my first time to Ebisu. Ebisu has become somewhat of a Mecca for people who love drifting and JDM culture. During one of its yearly Drift Mud series, every person and car that comes through here has a story to tell. While often we only see the end product, many of these cars are built with blood, sweat, and tears over years. And while I longed to be on the track with everybody else, I didn't quite have a drift car yet. But what I did have was a camera. So I used one of the skills I've cultivated over the years. I sat, observed, and recorded, longing to be on the track. For someone who grew up playing Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, and other drifting games like Assetto Corsa, the closest I could get right now was sitting behind this fence. People of all skill levels were out there, and I really wished to join them one day. Even being on the sideline filled my heart with a sense of joy. This is one of the reasons why I had come to Japan. The drifting lasted all day, and even in the dark night as the sun went down, the sound of squealing tires, roaring engines, and tuned exhausts reverberated throughout the night. But some things don't go as planned. My dream life in Japan didn't go exactly as planned. But it's often how you deal with these challenges which reveals your true character. So I found myself at Ebisu again for Formula Drift. A part of me thought the closer I could get to it, the more likely I would bring it into my own life. The feeling of Formula D is much different to that of a Drift Matsuri. Similar to Formula 1, tension ramps up over the weekend, and there's an electrifying spectacle in the air. Unlike Formula 1, however, the teams, pit crews, mechanics, and drivers are all accessible. So before the event, I decided to meet with one of my friends and drivers. And while life hadn't put me in the driver's seat of one of these beasts, I was friends with one of the people who piloted them. I was happy to be able to call him my friend. Before the event, drivers will talk to the media, each other, mechanics, or fans. But today was special. There was a guest driver joining the Cusco team today. Kalle Rovanpera is the youngest WRC champion to ever exist. And there was my friend Yoshitatsu, standing right next to him. The funny thing about Yoshitatsu is, he'll tell you that he's not a good driver. Part of Japanese culture is remaining humble. And although Yoshitatsu has a team of mechanics which he has good rapport with, much of the work on the Cusco cars is done by his own hands. And I'll be the first to tell you that these cars are a work of art. Although I spent a lot of time at the Cusco booth, I couldn't help but notice the other teams were ramping up as well. The Cusco team is pretty damn good, and their drivers are confident that they can qualify for the second day of tandems. But that's not true for everyone who makes it into Formula D, as the cars, power plants, and teams are all different. One interesting thing I've learned is that a lot of teams will use the 2J or 1JZ as a power plant for their machine. There are some outliers like Mad Mike's quad rotor, but in the US, Formula D cars are often spec'd with V8s. Each motor and car go through rigorous testing before they make it out onto the track. And on track day, they perform more tests to make sure the machine is operating to the best of its ability. Yoshitatsu said on race day he has a team of mechanics, but there are a lot of times when he does the bodywork or mechanic work all by himself. On race day, you're putting more than just your pride and skill as a driver on the line. When not in a competition, Yoshitatsu is pretty relaxed and easygoing. You can always see him smiling and laughing. But when that helmet comes on, Yoshitatsu is driving to win. On race day, one small mistake can mean the end of your run.
In his Cusco Racing GR86. Here he is coming in real hot into this outer zone 1. Nice job through outer zone 1. Let's see if he can carry it through this outer zone 2. Looks like he held up a little bit and he left a little early through outer zone 2. Coming back around into this outer zone 3.
It was a good run, but we were still a little nervous about the score. A score like that lands you comfortably within the top 32. Yoshitatsu would be taking part in tomorrow's single elimination 3-run tandem tournament. With that, some of the tension was relieved.
Really happy with the work we have done with the team, with the new car. Learning the new car and new tire, so it has not been easy, but we had some good testing and we are now ready for tomorrow. And of course, congratulations to everybody doing a good job today.
If you like the content, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. In the making of this video, I couldn't afford a hotel, so I slept 2 nights in my car. Finally, stay tuned for part 2, which I'll cover the tandem day. Later this year, they'll be coming to Sportsland Sugo while I record another episode. Thank you so much, and have a nice day.